Whoa. Well, it's the best I'm gonna get it, so there's nothing I can do. Hello, Miss Lynn. Can you hear me? Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Or no? Okay, just double checking. How have you been? I now know why I was feeling so blah. It was almost the time of the month. That's why. Yeah, nobody wants to know that, but that's why I was feeling even worse. So I usually don't do or participate in Mermaid, but I love this book by Camelia Andrakova. For some reason, I'm zoomed in again. I don't know what the hell is wrong with my phone. It's peeing me off, and I can't figure it out, and I'm not going to screw with it, so it is what it is. Anyways, so I love this book by Camelia Andrakova. I love anything underwater scene. I'm not huge on coloring mermaids, but I... Very true. I was going through the book, and I came upon a picture that I thought was cute, that I could color, and, you know, had fantasy creatures, da-da-da-da-da. And then I just realized that it was the actual page for, like, the front page picture. So, obviously, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm definitely not going to color the same as the cover, but I figured, why the hell not? Hey, Tamara. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a completed pages video. I think I'm going to start up my completed pages videos back up in starting in June. I'll do my pages that I've colored for May, and I'll start up my channel again that way. Like, you know, I have lots of finished pages. I just, yeah. So I haven't really done too much in May. I mean, I can do a completed pages video of all the pages I've done before my surgery and just after. It would just take a bit, and it's going to be a long video, but I can share with everybody. But I think I'm just going to pull these pictures out of my completed pages folder and so start this over. Start over with the completed pages, starting, you know, completed May pages in June. So I have been wanting to do something like junk journaling. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, sorry. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to start over, starting in the new year, or the new year, oh my gosh, the new month. So, yeah. Oh, that's fine. Cats are always howling or here anyway, so. But before I started coloring, I was playing with my resin yesterday, and I wanted to, because I'm trying to or maybe sell some stuff for or at least start a business back up. Try to raise a little bit of money towards my daughter's prom dress. So we are going to start. I mean, they're not the greatest. Please forgive me. These are just samples. I'm just playing around with it. But this one... Oops. I got to pull that out. But I screwed that one up. But this would be something like for autism awareness. For people. I was just playing around yesterday, like I said. So this would be something, it's like a sample for autism awareness. You know, you can get one puzzle piece, two puzzle pieces, you know, or 4 of them together in one. This didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I kind of pushed it too far into the resin. I can try to pull it out a bit, but I don't want to push it too much. Anyways, you could still use it and kind of use a ribbon or whatever to kind of put it through. I don't know why my phone is so zoomed in. I'm sorry. I've tried zooming out. I don't know what's wrong with my phone. So this one I was just playing around. As you see, I screwed it up royally. So this one is just, yeah, this one's garbage. And this one was just extra that I had left over that I just kind of threw into the mold. The last of my resin, I just kind of threw it into the mold or whatever. I mean, I could make it like a, you know, a little bowl or whatever, or a dish, because it's still moldable at the moment. It takes about 72 hours for this to actually kind of, you know, so I can use this over top of my pages or whatever. Oops. And then I have the little turtle keychains, which are, honestly, I love my turtle keychains. I do have to, I mean, I started doing this, you know, I used to do resin all the time, and I tried to start up a business before. And I had sold a few things. Problem is when I started doing these yesterday, my hands were not working. They're still not right. So with my hands not working right, it's kind of hard to get it to work the way you want it to, and all of that fun jazz. So like I said, these were just like samples just to kind of test it out and see what we could do. There's one turtle keychain and I still have to like cut all this off and stuff, but again, I was just playing. I wanted something different to do other than coloring, and I do need new resin for myself to make more stuff, but hey, I was just playing, and it's not always perfect, but that's a keychain. And then this one is another one of them. I was playing with colors yesterday. Again, this kind of, it fell into the resin, the keychain. So there's that one. And I'll probably put these turtle ones on our keychains or whatever. Just there's that little turtle one. Why is my lighting so shitty today? Like, honestly. Seems like shadowy today. I don't know why. Weird. Anyways. So there's the turtle ones. I'm trying to move my molds out of the way. Then I have little paw prints. And I'm still trying to figure out ideas, too, for this stuff. So, like, So for these, I do have little dog bones, and I want to make little keychains, and they can be customized too. Um, I want to make keychains with a little bone, and for people who want to remember their animals or whatever the case may be. And on the bone, I would, put the initial of the pet or the animal or whatever. So yeah, there's the little paw prints. And like I said, they're still pliable. They're not fully hardened and dried, but you know, yeah, the paw prints are sweet, and you know. So there's those. I just got to finish unmolding the rest of them so I can put my molds away. How are you guys? It's funny. I was watching a video today on Facebook, just like those small short videos, and it got me thinking because we can envy other people and for what they have and whatnot, but sometimes and a lot of the time we become obsessed with the things that we can't get and we can't have. But we honestly got to sit back and think and really think that you know just to be thankful for the things that we do have. Just because we don't have maybe what somebody else has, like a bigger house or a better car or, stuff like that, we got to start being thankful for the things that we do have. And that'll make us happy in the end, honestly. So this is an Alice in Wonderland one. I forgot to use my heat gun for the bubbles. So, but that's okay. And again, I was just playing with colors. I'm probably boring people because lots of people aren't coming in. Well, they pop in, then they pop out. So that is the Alice in Wonderland one. I mean, they can be customized. Like I said, I'm repeating myself. I know. My name should be Repeat. I was playing with what I had left, like with what colors I had left, so I just kind of dumped it into the mold and played with it. But I can, pour yellow for her hair and make her black. Pardon me. So that's the Alice in Wonderland one. Then there's this fairy one that I played with some fluorescent colors. And the fun part is when you do take them out of the molds, you really don't know what they're going to look like on the front because of the fact that they're upside down pretty much. And it's satisfying to take things out of the molds, honestly. When my hands want to work, to be honest. Alright, give me a second. Come on, don't break on me. Alright. Come on. There we go. And again, they're not fully dried, so, So there's that fairy one that you can hang. That's what the fairy one looks like. It will harden. Just gotta give it time. No, get down, Matilda. Matilda! Oh, cats. Okay. My girls absolutely love these. They like hanging them in their walls, on their walls and stuff, so yeah. So what I would do is I would probably put a piece of ribbon through here so you can hang it wherever. I have unicorn ones. Like, this is the one wolf one I did. And then I did this one yesterday, playing with the colors and stuff. I don't know what it's going to turn out like, but we'll see. And then we will get to coloring, I promise. And chatting and having fun. What's the weather been like by everybody? It's been absolutely beautiful, and hubby's been taking me out for walks lately because it's so nice out. All right. So this is the other wolf one that I just did. Yeah. Yeah. Just trying to move all my molds out of the way here. So yeah, this is the other wolf one I did yesterday. And again, they can be customized and to colors that you want and stuff, so it's fun to have a play. It really is. I figured you'd like the wolf ones. Yeah, I've made a lot of these. I have a whole like box full of ones that I made a couple years ago during COVID. That's the fairy one. This is the Alice in Wonderland one. So I have unicorn ones, you know. So let me just get these out of the way. Oh, let me see. Oh, God. Oh, good God. Oh, I'm dropping crap. That's what. Alright. I'll show you a couple of other ones that I've made. Years ago. And then we'll get the color. Oh, glitter. Okay, so these are ones I made a couple years ago. So I have the 3D molds. So I used to do sets. When I first started, I used to do sets that, you know, the unicorn went with the unicorn, you know, sort of thing. So this is the 3D unicorn one. There's that one. When I did this, the unicorns were like huge. They were like a big seller. There's the fairy one. There's another unicorn one. And another unicorn one. It's got stars in it. And this is one of my favorite Alice in Wonderland ones that I've done. This is a fairy one that I did with metallic colors. And there's another unicorn one and another unicorn one. So yeah. I just trying to put them in a pile. Huh. Alright. Now we can get to coloring. Just gotta put these away into the box they were in. Alright. And I guess, oh jeez. Jesus, what the hell is going on with my pants here? My God. Okay. I guess I'm going to keep this little guy as a little mascot for my table, so we'll keep him here. How's that sound? All right. So now we are going to get into coloring. So we're going to color this page. Oh my goodness. This page here. Oh. Give me a second, please. I am struggling right now at the moment. I need to take a few deep breaths and slow it down a bit because I am hitting the camera. I am just a complete disaster. Anyways. You know, when you have those days when no matter what you do, nothing goes right, no matter how hard you try. Yeah, those have been my days lately, and it's really starting to irk me. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so this is the page that I want to color. Again, I'm not a big mermaid. You know, I don't usually join in, but I do love these underwater scenes. I love anything ocean-wise, so I'm all for it. So, why the hell not? Let's have some fun. Did ya? Yeah. Like, look, I don't even know where that came from, that sore. It's just there. Like, I don't even understand what is happening. So, plug your ears if you don't want to hear this. Alright, so, we have this. Put the book here. I gotta get a new tin for my books. Like, not a tin, but a new bin is the word I'm looking for. I can speak English today. I really can. Alright, so we are going to start with the mermaid. Let's bring you guys down a bit here. There we go. We'll bring you guys just a tad closer. No, you're fine. Yeah, but the thing is, Lynn, I don't even know where it came from. I don't even remember doing it. So I looked down at my arm. I was like, hey, there's a freaking hole in my arm. Okay. So the goal for this year is to, you know, appreciate the things that we do have and stop envying other people because for what they have. You know why? Because envy robs you of your joy of anything. So, all right, let's start with her. I do want to do pink hair. That I do want. But I don't know if I want to go pink and orange for her hair. We might go with pinks and oranges for her hair. So, let's see what we got. Let's see. Okay. I know, I'm a freaking weirdo. I might have to go a little darker pink than the pink I do have at the moment. Actually, we could use that. And then the orangey. Whoops. Okay, let's see if this will work. I hope to God it will, because if not, well, hey. You know. You just know. Oh, now what is the problem? Goddamn sure. Oh, so we went to our local dollar store the other day. And I was looking for, like just a just a regular notebook to kind of, you know, do some cute junk journaling with. And it was the weirdest thing. We found, like, so I wanted to journal more, like, with blank pages, like this. So I found this one laying in a shelf, and there was no price on it on its own. So we kept looking, and it came out that, oops, there were 5 of them for $5. So I can draw, I can, doodle, I can do my junk journaling, or it's not technically junk journaling, but it's, something. So I thought, well, $5, which gives it $1 a book. I'll take it. Why not? So yeah, I got a few stickers that I could play with, and so I figured, why the hell not? Whoops. So, what has everybody been up to? Anything surprising? My daughter got her teeth done. Now she's happy with her smile. She's overjoyed. So I'm happy for her that way. Do you guys all have your drinks or whatever you're doing? Not whatever you're doing. Oh my god, my words today. I am freaking telling you. Your drinks or whatever to... My unicorn's going to give me some good luck here, right? Is that what he's going to do? We'll see. Okay. Oh, my page isn't clamped in. Good God. Nice, Tamara. Yeah, that's always fun. Thought there were going to tons of different thrift stores. In this little town we have. Brand new in the original bag to a king-size sheet. Nice. Very nice. We have a town called Burlington, Ontario out here. That's funny. Very nice. Yeah. It's kind of funny because thrifting is always a hit and miss, right? Well, yeah, of course. We all, I don't know if I should do the orange at the tips, or... Yeah, I might have to go on the tips because... Now this is just the first layer. So I have another shade to go over this one. So bear with me. I haven't colored in a bit. Again, since the last live, honestly. I do miss coloring. I really do. And it makes me feel better about myself and keeps my anxiety levels down. But, I can only do so much. And I'm only capable of doing so much. And trust me, when my body has had enough and I've pushed it too much, let me tell you, my freaking head lets me know. Those nerves definitely let me know, like, dude, you're pushing it. Enough is enough. And, I went through what I went through, but I'm thankful to be alive. And, I never used it as an excuse for anything, to be honest. Like, you know how some people milk whatever they're going through and whatnot? I never did that. We didn't even really let too many people know. Like, it was like 2 weeks after my surgery that hubby put it up on Facebook that I had had surgery, but we never really said much about it. We just kind of said, I had brain surgery, da 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 da, and that was it. Pardon me, guys. I'm really sorry. My throat. I don't know if it's too much cream in my coffee or what. But yeah, you never know what you can find. Our thrift store, our one thrift shop, has bags of towels, like bath towels, and you can get anywhere between oh god, you can get anywhere between like 6 to 10 towels in these bags for $5.99. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are, oh no, I'm not gonna have, use use towels, but they're still like almost brand spanking new, half of them. And all you have to do is when you get home, you just throw them in the washing machine. You know? Yeah, I know that's all we do. Because I definitely am not going to pay the price of a brand new towel. Like here, a brand new towel is like $20 a pop. I ain't freaking doing it.
The cheap dollar store ones,
yeah,
like $5.
Yeah, like cheap dollar store ones are like $5 when I can get, decent beach size towels for, you know, $5.99 a pop for a big bag of them.
Well, you get like 10 of them in a bag.
Yeah. So you get tea towels mixed in with it. You get, face cloths. Like, I had a lady one time tell me, ew, you use used crap from the thrift store like clothes. Well, you know what? Every penny counts. Next time somebody says that to you, say, you know what? You may think that, it's ill, but guess what? Every penny counts in today's days.
Just say what I would say. If you think it's so you, then you pay for it. You go buy your stuff.
Yeah. That's what I would honestly say. To be honest, I would be like, you know what? Every penny counts. And there's nothing wrong with using or wearing used clothes or whatever. Hand-me-downs, whatever. My kids were raised on hand-me-downs, so you know what? Nowadays, though, Tamara, you have to be thrifty in the way you go about things. You have no choice. The way this economy is and stuff. Yeah, there's still people living high off the hog. They have money, but the money doesn't make you happy. Expensive clothes don't make you happy. You may feel good in them, whatever, but it doesn't make you happy. And if materialistic things are what make a person happy, well, then they're going to end up being very, very lonely and very, very, what's the word? They're going to have to learn a hard lesson, I can't go cheap. Well, of course. My sister-in-law, my one sister-in-law, used to be all about brand name. Brand name. It had to be, Heinz ketchup and Uncle Ben's this and, all the brand names. Until she realized that she was just, you're right, money does help, but money doesn't make you happier. You're right, money does help, but in the end, it's not what makes you happy. It helps, yeah, sure. a lot of us, want and wish, to be at least comfortable you know, in our lives, to be able to, um, do this and that, and go out to dinner sometimes and not have to worry about it, and but I always, you know like, even coloring books, I have put that on hold for a long while, buying anything new. I have lots to color. I have lots of pencils that can be used up. And I'm thankful for that. Yeah, it's nice to get new books here and there, but I'm thankful and blessed for what I do have. I have a roof over my head, heat in the house, food for the kids to eat and ourselves, but we're not big eaters. Just it's the little things that we all should be thankful for and feel blessed by, to be honest. So, I'm gonna have to do her hair a little darker. Exactly, Lynn. Enough money to be comfortable, but not rich.
That's it. I just want enough money to go and stay, everything.
Yeah.
I can live good. Why is he everything good? Don't want yourself to be rich.
He canned veggies, and his wife knew I was going to use generic veggies, and when he ate them, he said it all. Well, that's it, right? Like, regardless if it's generic or not, it all tastes the same.
No name craft dinner is made by Kraft.
Well, that's it. No Name Craft Dinner is actually made by Kraft. Just, everybody's just so hung up on the name. That's, a lot of these no names things are made by the same big wig companies out there. So nice. Real nice. Sometimes. So, I know there's not a lot of people in the live right now, but this is from Camellia Angelcova's 50 Aquatic Spellbound Scenes. Some of my favorite things are to color underwater scenes, and yeah. And I gotta find my eraser, my electric eraser, to clean this up a bit. Yeah, I've been trying to color more with pencils, if that makes sense. Been trying to color a heck of a lot more with pencils than anything. Just looking for a certain color. I'll try this color. It's a little darker than the one. The pencils I was using were Amazon Basic, so when I was to live a company. Well, I think that's what a lot of us strive for, right? Is to live that comfortable, happy life without, having to worry, when or how we're going to pay, our next bill or whatever. We all strive for that, but I mean, and we all have our dreams. We all have our dreams, and I've been getting more and more subscribers, which I'm really thankful for. Um, and I know I haven't done many videos. I do want to do a video, but I'm not sure which kinds of videos because I haven't gotten any new books other than the few that I shared a long time ago. Um, so, I mean, I could do flips of those if people wanted flips. You know, but I just don't know what kind of videos to do. I mean, like I said, I'll start up my completed pages videos um, starting in June. I will have completed pages videos back up and, you know, stuff like that. Sorry about the dogs barking. But it's life, and I cannot control the dogs barking and, you know, doing what they do. They're dogs, and I can't change. It's part of life. Can't change it, so might as well go with the flow. Alright. So yeah, I was just, like I said, when I watched that video, I was just, I thought, you know, the wording was perfect, you know. We all envy what the person, you know, before us has or whatever, you know, or, but just be thankful and happy and blessed for the things that we do have, right? So, and I'm thankful for all of my beautiful friends in the coloring community. You know, I found out who my true friends were when I was growing up, and I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter, well, my first daughter, while I was in high school, and I had a lot of friends, but my true friends stuck around, if that makes sense. So, with that, oh, I gotta push those pencils back. With that being said, in the end, I only ended up with like, out of all the good friends that I supposedly had, I ended up only like 4 or 5 of them stuck around and came to see me when the baby was born and loved her up, and, you know, and I was thankful for them. But as we all started our lives after high school and, you know, we all had our lives and kind of grew apart, unfortunately. So, I'm at that age now where if I don't have a certain thing I want, it wasn't meant to be. Exactly. And it's not even a matter of it wasn't meant to be. We've learned from our generations that if we can't get it, then, you know, eventually it'll happen. Just patience is a virtue. I guess that's something my mom repeated to me when I was a young girl, teenager and stuff. When, you know, couldn't have the things you wanted right away. And my mom used to say, patience is a virtue. It will come, just not right this second, if that makes sense. So, you know. And back then, being a teenager, I didn't understand that. Like, I was like, whatever. I want it, and I want it now, and I'm going to figure out how to get it. But now that I'm older and, I'm doing the coloring thing that helps my anxieties, and, it helped me through my recovery with drugs and stuff. um, I guess my mom's words just kind of made sense after I realized what they really, really, And I say it to my girls all the time, patience is a virtue, because they're teenage girls. They want what they want right then and then. And the worst part of it, all of it, is they use the same line that I used to use when I was their age. But all my friends are getting one. All my friends' parents can afford it. And it's like, well, and then come to find out that, yeah, it's not quite like what they're telling us. Yeah, your friends may have it, but maybe their parents have a little bit more money. But talking to their parents afterwards, they tell you, but yeah, it's not what everybody thinks it is. They don't always have the money. They don't, everything is not as it seems on the outside, if that. And a lot of that rings true for even the coloring community and anybody, in life nowadays. Things are not always as it seems. We find, hubby and I find out that, my brother and stuff were, you know, the way they were able to afford stuff was credit. They were using their credit line, so it's not really their money, you know. And that's the part that a lot of people don't get is, okay, yeah, some, I'm not saying everybody in the coloring community, but a lot of people use credit through Amazon to get their books and to get the things they want. Well, I really don't want to put myself in debt, so, and neither does my husband. We've been there. We've had credit cards, and when we did get the credit cards and we had that kind of money, we would buy my kids the things they wanted, and we would splurge on whatever. Oh, it's only a credit card, we'll be able to, we can do it, we can do it. Well, guess what? In the end, you don't think about the payments you have to make in the end. So, technically, yeah, you can live high off the hog on credit, but is it worth all of that time and all of that effort just to put yourself in debt? My daughter still hates me for not getting the things she wanted. Well, things are what they are. And, hopefully your daughter will come to the realization when, it comes down to it. School with always. Girl I went to school with always got whatever she wanted, no matter what. She was robbing. Well, come to find out her dad was embezzling. Oh gosh. Exactly. No way would we get credit cards again because we put ourselves in debt. Same thing. We put ourselves in debt for what? It's not worth the stress. It's not worth the headache. It's not worth any of it. And if people can do it, I'm not knocking anybody for doing it. I really am not. So I don't want anybody to think that, I'm putting them down for whatever reason. But to me, raising your kids right and raising them to understand that, money doesn't not, just grow in your pockets. You really have to work for it. And she can brag all she wants, but you know the truth. So That's all you have to say. You know, smile and nod because you know the truth, darling. Same thing here, hon. Um, you know, I'm upset when I can't afford anything for hubby's birthday, and the same thing for hubby or Mother's Day or whatever. But they're just another day. Like, you don't need to me, anyways, that to me, it's just another day. Like, why does it have to be one day a year that you splurge on somebody or whatever? If you love somebody, then it doesn't have to be just one day a year that, you know, you spend money or surprise them with gifts or whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to be that way. Why is it just that one day? So that's the way we look at it anyways, hubby and I. Doesn't just have to be one day. Like, it's funny. It's not important. Yeah, exactly. She was and still is so materialistic. You know what? People who are materialistic, they will get a good swift kick in the ass when everything comes crashing down. And let me tell you, it will eventually come crashing down on them. It's only a matter of time. And, you know, and they may not think it will. Honestly, a lot of them don't think it will. But it honestly will come crashing down on them. The more greedy, the harder the hit when it does come crashing down. So try not to let it bother you and just be happy with the life you're living. Just because somebody else is living, you know, a little better or whatever, be happy for them in the moment. You know, just be happy for them in the moment, because you know what? When time comes, they'll reach out to you, hopefully, and ask you how you made it work, because you're making it go, you know, the way you want it at the moment. So I know I'm making a mess of my page right now. I apologize. Should I even tell her mom's? See, my daughters are like, we'll go to the store with them and they'll see something and we'll offer to buy it for them. They're like, no, mom, it's too expensive. We can find something similar but cheaper. And that's the way my girls really are. Like, they're not. Oops. If they can make a difference and you know, help change or whatever the case, you know, like, if it's too expensive, they won't. They'll be like, no, that's too much money, you know. And that's the way, I mean, you don't realize it until they do it, you know. And it's incredible, honestly, when they do say, don't worry about it, Mom. I think it bothers him because I'm not talking to my dad, so I won't get any birthday money. I'd rather have... Exactly. That's like me, Lynn. I really am. I mean, I'm happy with what I have and blessed and thankful and all of that fun jazz. So I gotta find my blender pencil, is what I am looking for. Blender pencil, where are you? Why is it every time I need a new blender pencil? Is that you? Nope, that's the Thornton's one. Where did my good pencils go? Good freaking Lord. Did I find you? I did find it. Woo woo, woo woo. Yeah, I'm good without presents. I mean, my kids make the best gifts are the ones that my kids make me, to be honest. I don't need, hundreds of dollars spent on me for my birthday. It's just, it's not me. I mean, if the kids get me a coloring book, or whatnot, or a hubby picks up a coloring book or whatever, I'm I'm over the moon. Like even for Christmas, we hubby and myself, we get each other something to put under the tree because the one year my girls were upset because there was a whole bunch of presents under the tree, but there was nothing for us because, I mean, to us, Christmas is all about the kids, not. And that was our gift, was when, they were happy. Their smiles were the best gifts ever with the presents that they did have. So that's the only reason hubby and I get something small to put under the tree. So that way the girls don't feel like, mom and dad didn't get anything or whatever the case. But yeah. All right. Should I do some more darker pink on her hair? What do you guys think? Should I darken it a bit more? My mom's been gone for years, and even still, my mom would call and say, "Happy birthday, I love you, I miss you," sort of thing. And, just for people to call me and say happy birthday, I'm happy with that, honest. Slightly darker at the roots. Okay. I gotta find a color that would work. Let's see this color here. Okay. We'll try this color here. See how it works. I'm not great at coloring hair. So, please forgive me. I'm horrible at coloring hair and skin, for that matter. And lately, my hands don't want to work properly, so they want to do their own thing. Isn't that fun? When your brain tells your hands or whatever to do one thing and your whole body goes, "Nope, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going this way. I'm going to do it this way." Holy hell. Let me tell you, it's freaking hard sometimes when your brain and your body just don't work well together. Let's just put it that way. They just want to do their own thing. Ugh, I'm not good at doing fur either. So, you have fun with that one. But you are good at that stuff, so I will give you that. It's funny, we don't have the patience for certain things in coloring, but when it honestly comes down to it, and we need to make our pages look, half decent. I was watching some completed pages videos, and I started envying the way some of these pages were colored. Okay, Tamara, no worries, honey. So, yeah, I was like, envying their pages, and then I said to myself, no, you're on your own path in your coloring journey, so stop stressing about that. Stop comparing yourself, which is a hell of a lot easier said than done, that's for sure. Isn't that funny though, that we're so much harder on ourselves than we plan on being, to be honest. I'll be here if you get back before I will be here. I've only been on for an hour. Really? I've spent an hour coloring this woman's hair, or this mermaid's hair. Yeah. I guess people would get bored with that, wouldn't they? I have to go down to her tail next. I just want to kind of add some more here. I'm sorry if I'm boring people. Yeah, it is so much easier said than done, isn't it? It's insane how much we... Like, I just envy it sometimes. Like, why, you know, I see people's pictures and they're absolutely brilliant and beautiful, and you're sitting there going, now, why can't I figure that part out? Like, you know, certain sections or whatever you see on a page, and you're like, why couldn't I figure that out? Or why can't I figure that out, to be honest? Alright, let me just... Oh, I forgot her one root there. I gotta do the pink on. Right. Oops. Just gonna do a little bit of darker here. But we all color our own way, right? So the way I like to color is the way I like to color. It's, you know, makes me comfortable. It is that a little better, Lynn? I mean, it looks on screen like it's much different than it is on the screen, like in person. It's funny that the way that happens, honestly. I'm just making sure I can blend out those harsh lines. I don't want really harsh lines, but I'm gonna start thinking about videos to do and how to do them, because, well, I'd love to start really get cracking on my videos and trying to make a difference. And I know everybody does videos and different. I might do, you know, all my Camellia Androkova books. I'll do a video of all my Camellia Androkova books, and you know, which I like better, and I'll probably share the pages that I've colored and whatnot. I mean, I know there have been videos done like that, but I thought it would be interesting to see my collection of Camellia Androkova books. Everybody has different collections and whatnot, and I thought, why the heck not? Alright, so let's go for the mermaid tail. are we going to do pinks and purples or pinks and kind of tealy blues? Might do pinks and tealy blues. Yeah, that might work. And maybe a little bit of lime green or something, if I can get my lime green out. Erg. Erg. It does kind of irk me that I don't have as many people watching my lives. But I know with time I will get there. And I'm hoping and praying that, I don't know, that more people will stop in and watch my lives. So hopefully we will get there. I mean, I've seen some people with like 42, but they've been doing YouTube a long time and they're absolutely amazing at it. So I guess I'll get there in time. I actually started doing lives on Facebook and Instagram, to be honest. So I don't know if I might just think about going back to Instagram lives or Facebook lives. I'm not sure, in my coloring group, but we'll get there eventually. It's kind of a gloomy day today. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Which I hope I will. I guess I'll just have to start announcing my lives more. That's all. Because I don't really announce them. I just kind of go live when I'm feeling it. Alright, so we're going to try the tealy blue. Yeah, yesterday was gorgeous. Hubby took me out for a bit. Just to the dollar store, but it's, you know, it's something. Just to get out of the house. And today it's really overcast. I guess we're in for a thunderstorm watch. I'm not sure, but I'm good as long as I have my coloring books and my journals and whatnot. I'm just playing with the colors really on this mermaid because one, mermaids are magical and mythical, so they can be whatever you want them to be. And two, it's my page and I want to go magical and weird. Okay, go ahead, love. I'll be here coloring. I ain't going nowhere. Hello to the lurkers. Please feel comfortable to say hello or whatever. I promise I don't bite. I can get a little bitchy in my lifetime sometimes, but But like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't really participate in Mermaid, but I wanted to color this page, so I wasn't going to pass it up, you know. So... and I will use my white paint pens and gel pens to add highlights and stuff when I'm done my final embellishments. And just remember, no right or wrong way to color. No, neither have I. I'm not one for Mermaid. Like, it's funny. The color I'm using is pink, but it's literally coming out like red on screen. It's so strange. YouTube is weird. Numbers go up, numbers go down, numbers go up, numbers go down. So strange sometimes. Right. I know I'm going over the lines, but really can't help it because, like I said, my hands are doing their own damn thing today. It's very, very strange the way they are working with me today, to be honest. Sorry if I'm going quiet. I'm trying to figure this out here. I'm going to go over the green because I don't like the way the green's making it look at the moment. Hey, Gail. How are you, honey? Aw. Yeah, I haven't really caught up on very many people's videos as of late. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna try and get this to blend out a bit. Try anyways. Try. That's all we can do. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but what can you do? Everything turns out perfect, but sometimes we are, you know, mistakes or are sometimes they turn out for the best, to be honest. Kind of like the way the tail is at the end, kind of shimmery. I'll probably add some glitter to it so it's shimmery like a mermaid, if that makes sense. Alright, just blend this out a bit. Bring the pink in just a little bit more. And just bring the blue just a little bit at the top here. Alright. And then we'll just make it shimmery after. I know it kind of looks muddy at the moment, but when I add the shimmer to it, it should be good. I don't know. What do you guys think? Once I add like the metallic colors to the tail, it'll kind of, it reminds me of the videos I watch of like those girls that are like mermaids kind of thing. That's what it reminds me of, to be honest. I just gotta find a color for her skin. That's too yellow. I don't want too yellow. If I color lightly, I might be able to get away with this color. If I color light enough. And then just add a little bit of pink to her skin. Technically, I don't have to go skin tone because she's a mermaid, right? So most of the time I do like a gray blue or like a purpley kind of color, purple blue kind of color for the skin. But I might do that. I'll just do the skin tone here, and then I'll add some like blues and purples to give it that tinge to her skin. But thank you, Miss Lynn. But like I said, I'm not perfect at coloring. There is no perfection. I mean, we're always going to find something that we don't like with our own artwork. But if it makes you happy and you like the outcome, then people can say what they want to say, but in the end, you're happy with it. And yeah, sometimes people saying what they say hurts your feelings and it makes you angry, and then you just want to get rid of your page, you know, that sort of thing. But if you're happy with it, I say screw the haters. Yeah, screw the haters. Yes, I know that sounds funny, but it's true. Really is true. Let's see if I can find a purple that we can use for her skin. This one might work. And I'm just going to go around with a very, very pale, very light-handed, just around her face. And then I'll take my blender pencil and kind of blend it out a bit and give her that kind of mermaid-looking kind of skin tone. And yeah, we can say mermaids are perfect. Hi, Cindy. I miss you too, darling. I'm still around. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still me. I haven't changed who I am. But yeah, I love coloring underwater scenes or like ocean. I was on the fence about this book, and then I kept watching the flip throughs, and I was like, you know what? I can I can work with those pages. Those'll work. I really, really, really wish that Camelia Andrakova would do a fairy door book the way she does her fairy doors, and another. The other thing I wish she would do is another fairy home book, because I love her fairy house books. Absolutely love her fairy house books. Those are the ones I'm drawn to. I constantly pull Camelia Andrakova's fairy house books out, and her other books, like the miniature books, a lot of them have, what do you call them? Fairy doors. And those are usually the first ones I will color in most of the miniature books. There's a door that I want to color in the, what do you call it? The space miniatures I want to do. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I do want to color that one of their fairy doors, or both fairy doors if I haven't colored it. Okay, so that is the skin tone for that. Let me see if I can get a really, really kind of pale yellowish kind of color. There we go. What do you think? Does that look all right? Just kind of blend the yellow out a bit, so it's not so harsh. And there we go. There. There we go. There's that. Now, let's see what we can do here. I think I'm going to try to go for like teals for this part here. If I can get what I need from there. Uh-huh. And that might work. I just gotta get my pencil extender for this one. And then, whoops, we'll go with this over top. Whoops. Just gotta get my pencil extender here. Doo-doo-doo. So yeah, there's been a few new books out lately. I've added them to my cart, obviously, but I add them so when it comes down to it, when I can get the books, then I will get them, and they're in my cart. All right. Aw, Suki. Hello, beautiful darling. You little fur ball. So I'm going to use some teals. I'll bring it down a bit. You guys can see that. I don't know why my phone is so zoomed in. Honestly, I had to like lift my camera stand a bit so it wasn't as badly zoomed in for you guys, because I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm just trying to think. What else has been going on? Not very much, honestly. My life is as simple, plain, and boring as it gets, to be honest. There's nothing exciting about it, let's put it that way. But I'm okay with that. My daughter's prom is coming up, but... Star! Hello, beautiful. I saw your new room and your new space. Awesome. I think it's awesome, and it's wicked. You have your own little coloring area. I love it. So, gonna kind of shade from the bottom here. Oh, come on now. Really? You're gonna do me like that, are you, pencil? That's awesome, though, Star. You're happy with, your life and where you are, and that's a good thing. And hopefully that's helping your mental health as well, darling. We all have our issues, trust me, and you know that. I've never hid that from you. It's always been, but... but, oi, are you kidding me? I dropped it, sharpen it, it breaks. And then I sharpen it again, and I drop it. Good freaking Lord. What is going on here? Oh, are you kidding? What is with my pencil today? My pencil hates me. That's it. Yeah, I've been trying to do more coloring, but, well, it's when my head allows me to do whatever. Because if my head starts to, like, feel foggy or whatever, and I move too much when it is feeling foggy from the surgery, it makes me nauseous, and then, yeah, nobody likes being nauseous, and riding the porcelain bus all day long. That's yeah, not fun. So, yes, my mental health is the best it's been, to be honest. I got a 420 glass piece. Gail the snail. Gary the snail from SpongeBob. I'm so excited to show. That's awesome. I love Gary. I was just watching SpongeBob with my youngest daughter the other day. It's kind of our show that we watch together. Always has been. It's kind of like a comfort thing for her. And since, she was about, I'd say about 8 years old, it's been a comfort thing to watch SpongeBob with Mom. And it's our thing, so, and I love SpongeBob. Thing is a lot of people don't realize that SpongeBob, yes, a lot of people think it's for kids, but if you really listen to the dialect and stuff, a lot of it is actually aimed at adults. And SpongeBob, I found out, is supposed to be like 35 years old. Can you believe that? 35 years old. Oh my gosh, you and my youngest daughter would get along so well. Well, we get along great, so, you know. Alright, let's use this one to shade a little bit more. Okay, you're back. Welcome back. So yeah, like I said, I've seen a few new books that I'd like to have, but they're on my wish list. And I know when, you know, I when the time is right, then I will get those books. I mean, I'm not really too worried about it because I've got lots of books to play with. And lots of books that I haven't colored in or I'd like to color in, and they were intimidating to me. And lately I've been saying to myself, you know what, screw it. If it's a detailed page, do what you can, and whatever you can't, put it aside and come back to it eventually. So, you know. And I was thinking about, because I got new journals, sketchbook journals. I was thinking about maybe doing a fun junk journaling live, not really junk journaling, I guess my kind of junk journaling, live video, and we would just doodle in the books and do whatever we need to do and have fun. Alright. And use the lightest shade to bring it all together, if I can. So yeah, that's the way I see things lately when I color. If I'm feeling it, then I'll keep going at it. But if I've lost my mojo on the page, then I will lose my mojo on a page, and there's nothing I can do. I need to get the Just Chilling Killing Coloring Book series. Demi's Coloring Corner. That's awesome. I love horror and weird stuff, and yeah. So let me see if I just bring in a little bit of yellowy green into this. Yeah, I wanted to bring in a bit of yellowy green into this because, oh God, my dog's barking again. All right, what do you think of that? What do you guys think about that one? Does that look all right? There you go. I'll probably keep the tealy blues and greens. I'll do teal, like the same color combo with these right here. I'm not sure if I'll keep going with it there, but thank you, Miss Lynn. Oh God, no, Mocha. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, kitty cat. Pregnant kitty cat, so she weighs a ton. Thank you, Miss Star. And thank you for grabbing the cat. Mm. Oh, can you grab me a couple of those shortbread chocolate covered cookies? They're in the cupboard. My favorite cookies are from our local dollar store, and they're shortbread cookies, but they are chocolate covered. They're in there. Matt, can you help her with those cookies? The cookies. She cannot see. So, yeah, I'm going to do more of this tealy kind of bluish up in here. And then I'll have to see probably purples and make these little guys maybe yellows somehow. Because it is the front cover of the book, but like this is the front cover and they did yellows and pinks and greens, but I don't know. Okay, give me the cookies. Sorry guys, I'm having like a sugar kind of crisis right now. Oh, come on, Mokes. Mocha. No. Oh, you just ruined my page. Damn it.
Come.
She hears the wrappers, so she thinks it's food. Okay. Here. Oh! Go put these back in the cupboard. Thank you. So yeah, they're like this. They're shortbread cookies, but they're chocolate covered. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Put it down. Lynn said, hello, Mocha. Oh. My daughter moved out, left all her bloody cats, so she told me, oh, it'll only be a week, Mom. And we're going on 3 weeks now, so unfortunately, we're going to have to call the pound to come and get them because we can't do it with all these cats. But our pound, like, shelter is a no-kill shelter, so every animal that goes into it gets adopted no matter what. Miss Mocha, we're not doing this again. There should be cat food in the cupboard for them. Take them. What? Oh. And there's no more dog food either, right? Well, they can go up to the room for now. Can you get them upstairs by... Mocha, come on! What? Okay, get like something to shake so they follow you upstairs to the room. There you go. They'll follow you upstairs to the room. These cookies are so good. I'm so bad.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Mocha wants a biscuit. Mocha wants everything. You know what I find is on Amazon, so a company will come out with like a book that's like, say, fairy tale coloring book or whatever. And it's almost like everyone else follows suit because they watch to see how popular the genre is or whatever. And then all the other coloring book artists or companies follow suit. And then there's so many of them, and sometimes poorly made ones for that matter. And it just gets to the point where you're so sick of seeing the same kind of genre over and over. Like, how many, fairy tale coloring books can you have? I mean, I get fairy tales are a big thing, or um, just like the life in a jar kind of genre. It went huge, and then it's like Bubble Worlds went huge, and you know, and then we have people stealing artists' work, and it's just crazy. I love coloring, um, um, yeah, everything right now is cute and cozy because that's what was selling and that's what is selling at the moment. But then you have people that are stealing actual legit artists' work and just kind of using their name to make any kind of money on Amazon, which is sad, to be honest. And it's like, really? And Amazon doesn't vet for any of these people creating coloring books, but they'll be the first to take a coloring book down because it's got the same title as somebody else, or and usually the ones that are AI end up staying, and the legit coloring book companies like Coco Wyo and Southern Lotus and all of them, they end up being put on a ban because their pictures and people, at Amazon, decide to ban their books or whatever the case may be because of the title or whatnot. And these AI coloring books just keep on going, you know. It's just kind of sad, that's all. Believe it or not, Star, a lot of artists are going that route. Either they open up their own website for for that reason, or they do Etsy. Plus, in the end, it's cheaper to buy on Etsy or the digital version than to buy a coloring book that, you know, is like $12, $13 on our end. I mean, even $8 is a little much for a lot of people, you know. And with digital books, you can reprint the pages if you want. So in the end, it ends up being worth it to go digitally than it does to buy a hard copy. People can print on their own paper when it's digital. Yeah, I'd go that way, girl. I've been on Etsy a lot, searching for a lot of stuff to color. like I used to be like the digital, people used to call me the digital coloring queen, but to be honest, I went back to hard copies because ink was starting to cost a little much for me for my printer. And it's gone up since then. So that's why I've been using hard copies or buying hard copies on Amazon. Is because that reason is because I just can't afford the ink for my printer. So I started buying the hard copies. But I think in the end, I think I'm going to go back to my printer and just buy the ink that'll last me a bit and do it that way again because man, oh man, the price of books. Yeah, it's nice to have the books to be able to show on your channel and this and that, but in the end, you got to think cost wise. And we were just talking about this earlier, weren't we, Lynn? You know, people have to be more and more frugal with their money because of the way things have been lately in the economy and stuff. So some people think, you know, oh, $10 or whatever for a coloring book isn't, you know. But in the end, it is. It really does make a huge difference. Okay. Huh. I must have kicked out there for a minute. Just adding a little bit more of the yellowy green to the top of the leaves. I know I'm making a mess, but I can make it work. There we go. Mm-mm-mm. All right, go. And my colors don't seem, some people don't see it as, you know, working together. Miss Lynn learned with me that I'll pull a bunch of colors and, you know, to do something or to shade something. And Miss Lynn learned, she was like, no, those colors won't go well together. And then she sees them together and she's like, oh, well. I don't use a color chart. Never have. I go off the top of my head. And if it doesn't work, we erase it. So yeah, that's true, Lynn. You are not. But I've never used a color chart and I've never, I mean, I can't say never used the color palette. I have used color palettes to give me certain color combos, but I don't stick with a palette because I cannot just stick to 5 colors. I just can't do it. I have tried. It really doesn't work for me. It's just like a set of 48 colored pencils or 72 colored pencils. Yeah, I can work with it for a bit, but I need more colors. That's why I end up mixing pencil sets together because of that reason. And you'll get there, Star, honestly. It took me a while. I mean, you know me, I've been coloring for 13, almost 14 years, and I mean, I know how to blend my colors, but I use my blender pencil because I do not like to layer upon layer. It's just, it takes too long for me, to be honest. So I just do what I feel comfortable with. And that's all you can do, right? Is do what you feel comfortable with, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Sorry, my mouth is well. I used to use the Prismas. I used to get a set of 12 Prisma blenders for $11.99 on my end. Now, it's gone up in price. Like, you get 2 Prisma blenders for, I think it's like $15.99 now. So now I use the Color pencil blenders, and I love them. I did recommend them before the falling out with Zoe and myself. I did recommend them, and Callie, who used to come in and watch my videos and in my lives, she bought a set, and she absolutely loves them, and she thanked me for the recommendation. In all honesty, I think the Color blender pencils are kind of like the old, before Prisma changed their what's the word, recipe or whatever for their blenders. I think it's like the old Prisma blenders. That's the way it feels like to me. Now, I don't know if they are. I just know that's what it feels like, and they are worth the price. I think I paid I think it was like $8 for 6 of them on Amazon, so. But I do love my blender pencils. That's one thing that's the one thing I need in my arsenal when when I'm coloring. Yeah, these are the Color ones right here. And yeah, that's what I've been using the most on my pages. They are a nice pencil blender. They don't, what's the word? They're not like a hard pencil lead. They just kind of, just a little bit of pressure goes a long way with them, to be honest. So, I mean, I'm barely even pressing on this and like putting any strength behind it, and it's doing its own thing. So I do love my pencil blenders, though. I used to use the Derwent blender, which in my opinion is harder leaded. Love my Prisma, but now too expensive. Yeah, yeah, same thing. Seafood or, Color. Color is actually, I mean, Seafood is actually made by Color, so. And I need a little bit more blue, like I did on those. So I'm gonna make a note that every Saturday, um, unless I really can't, then I will post it that I can't do a live. But every Saturday, I will do a live between 1:30 and 2 Eastern Standard Time. So that way it is a regular thing and people, if they'd like to join, know kind of time frame if they can be here or not. And yes, again, I am making a mess, but that's okay. Nothing a black paint pen can't do, and or a white pen. Yeah, a lot of companies, believe it or not, are, you know, like Brute Fooner. There's a lot of knockoff Brute Fooners and Colors. If you look at the pencil barrels when you're checking them out or whatever, a lot of them are similar to the Colors or the oh, buddy. The Colors or the what do you call them? Brute Fooners. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is most of these companies that are really like not big name like Caran d'Ache or Faber-Castell, whatever. A lot of people don't realize that the cheaper pencils are actually made by a lot of the companies. So why does this look so scratchy? I don't know why. It's peeing me off. Why it looks so scratchy. Could be just like with the lighting on it. Just looks scratchy. But it really isn't in like person. It does not look scratchy, so. Messy, yes. Scratchy, not so much. Oi. Oi. And I'm whipping stuff around. Good job. Good job. All right, so we are pretty much at the 2-hour mark. I didn't do much within 2 hours, but that's what happens when you just use straight pencil. But I am going to keep working on this one. I'm kind of enjoying it at the moment. But I want to thank those who popped in. I want to thank you for joining me. It means a lot to me. And hopefully we'll start to get some more people in. Starting in June, I will start my videos back up again, since I am really on the mend now and getting better by the day. And hopefully I will be able to get more videos for my channel and, you know, get more people in. So it's all good, Lynn. But yeah, So thank you for joining me. Big hugs to all of you. Happy chaotic coloring to all of you as well. Enjoy, and remember to try not to be so envious, because envy is the what's the word? It steals your joy. So try not to be envious, and remember to stay happy in your coloring. Be happy with the way you color, what you color, and don't worry about what other people think or say. And until the next one, big hugs. Bye, guys. I'm glad you're excited. See you later. Bye, ladies.